This is the Krillcast, and I don't know why I keep clapping in the
I don't know.
videos. I'm Chris.
And Will, I was hoping that with that break you'd stop doing that.
Like it would just like leave my system. We'd be all
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
Will's back. What you been up to, Will?
Working.
So this is a topic that comes up quite often, and it is the topic for what day of the week is this, Will?
It's a MANIC Monday.
ASMR for all you that love it.
And in case you're wondering, the reason why my camera is so low is because if I tilt it up, the background starts to freak out.
Why don't you just show everybody?
Okay. I want to give everyone seizures.
Oh. Anyways, there's a rumor that Apple is going to be creating another gaming console. And a lot of this stems from the fact that they launched Apple Arcade. They're in a huge lawsuit with Epic Games. It's just a lot of insane things going on with Apple in the realm of gaming right now. And a lot of these rumors, or the speculation is pointing towards some kind of an Apple gaming device. Now, they don't know 100% what it is, but here are some of the facts. Apple's reportedly taken a liking to the Nintendo Switch, of all things. With its rapidly growing Apple Arcade service, Apple's ramping up for something potentially big to compete for a larger chunk of the gaming market. Apple's reportedly working on some kind of a handheld gaming device or console, potentially a dockable console like the Nintendo Switch. All right, now here's some of the things that I have towards the speculation. Apple builds their own chipset, the M line of chips, the M1, the M2, right? For all of their laptops, they're working towards putting in the desktops, putting in the iPad, putting in probably the phones next. I don't know. But this M line is extremely efficient. It does everything system on a chip as far as gaming goes. So it's got a GPU, CPU built into one chip, and it's very powerful. So there's no reason why you couldn't game on it, like harder gaming, like even like Fortnite's kind of more demanding than some of the other games on PC. And then the fact that the Apple Arcade has been very successful despite being locked into the Apple ecosystem with the iPhones, iPads, Apple TVs, Mac computers. It's like one of those charges on your credit card you don't even think about. It's $5 a month. Like it's like immediately ingrained itself into a ton of iOS users thing. And they got over 170 games in there. Oceanhorn 2's in there. It's a really good game. Apple previously revolutionized industries in the past, like the iPod in 2001, the iPhone in 2007, the iPad in 2010, then the Apple Watch in 2015, AirPods in 2016. And which of those markets aren't they already the juggernaut, right? The iPad is like the only entertainment tablet. The iPhone is the like de facto smartphone from the beginning.
I don't agree with this. I think iPhone is terrible, but
I'm not saying the iPhone is the best device. I'm saying that when you think of a smartphone, the first device, the first device that pops in your head that's iconic is the iPhone, right? The iPad is the best tablet, bar none. AirPods.
I remember when the iPhone actually first came out, and I was thinking this is the dumbest thing ever because the draw of the original one was the fact that you had all of your Apple Music on it, and I don't know. At the time, I had the Verizon Razr flip phone. And you can get like the V music, and then that was enough for me. That was totally fine.
Let me finish what I'm saying here.
No.
So the most successful product in each of the lines that they compete in, the iPod was the most successful and is still the most successful dedicated MP3 player. The iPhone is the most successful singular device on the market. The iPad is the most successful tablet on the market. The Apple Watch is the most successful smartwatch on the market, and the AirPods are wildly popular. I have a set. I'm not even the type of person they're aiming for with that, and I love them. So, like, with Apple Arcade existing, the service existing, I would not be surprised if Apple launched some kind of a gaming device internally. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if it'd be just like something where you can dock your phone and play games on the TV, or if it would be like an Apple TV upgrade where you'd game on your Apple TV directly. I don't know, but I'm curious to see what it is. And if it is like some kind of Apple ecosystem arcade system, I would be interested to see if it was something dockable like the Switch. I mean, they got the Lightning connector on the bottom of every iPhone. It'd be easy to just have like some kind of dockable gaming machine that upgrades the internals of the iPhone with an external device, like the a la the Switch dock, like that. You know, Apple gaming, boom, plug your phone in, you're gaming. Like, okay, that could be it, but who knows?
Is it going to be like a machine that plays the Apple Arcade only? Is it something that's going to be like mostly like the mobile type games, or are they actually going to attempt a bunch of first party games? Or are they going to buy some studios so they have some existing franchises?
I love how these companies like to use the Apple Pippin as the image for Apple's considering releasing a gaming console.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, like we were saying before, it's gonna be this is the new one's gonna be the Apple Frodo. So I would buy that. It was called a Frodo. I'm not gonna lie.
only if it has Elijah Wood's face on it.
Yeah, like the special edition. This is just
It
his
better,
face. Yes.
yeah. And they better get all of the Lord of the Rings games on there, every single one.
Mm-hmm.
They got Star Trek. I mean, come on, man. If Amazon can build a series of Lord of the Rings style or Lord of the Rings universe TV series, then why can't Apple have Lord of the Rings games on their system? Anyway, that has nothing to do with it. So, do I think that Apple could be successful in the gaming market? Well, the Apple Arcade is a pretty obvious success story, but will they expand it? I don't know. So I don't know if it'll be successful or not, but Apple is very dominant when they actually launch into a market. There's very few devices Apple has launched that have failed. Let's put it that way. At least since Steve Jobs came back, the post Steve Jobs era has still been successful.
Yeah. The problem with this is that they would actually have to produce their own content for this to be successful, whereas every other item that you have in this list that's successful, other people make the content. So like the iPod, that's successful because other people are making music. The same with like the iPad has the apps, but they're not making the apps.
I don't think that's true at all, Will.
I think it is.
Why would Apple have to internally produce anything? They just exclusively.
Because why would you buy it?
Epic Games is got a huge install base, and they did absolutely none. Like other than Fortnite, what has Epic Games actually produced since they launched Epic Games Store, other than buy exclusivity deals?
All right, so I mean, I don't consider it the same thing at all. They're not producing hardware. That's just a launcher.
Right. So Apple Arcade right now is essentially just a launcher.
Yeah, so we're talking about an actual gaming device. That's my point. It's a completely different beast.
Well, what if they just sell you a $100 device and essentially $5 a month Apple Arcade?
I don't know. That wouldn't appeal to me at all because I guess I can still just play on my computer.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to. I think you're right about that, but I think what you have to do is they have to have something like the iPhone that you can dock on a TV and just play. Because right now the Apple TV, it's good. I like the Apple TV. I game on my Apple TV. I'm probably one of the very few people that do that, but it's because I can do remote play of Steam games. I can remote play my Xbox One on there. I can even remote play some Sony stuff on there. So like I might be in the boat of people that actually game on an Apple TV, and I'm like in a small group of people that do that. But dedicated gaming on the Apple TV is not where it should be. I will say I loaded up Oceanhorn 2 on the Apple TV. I have the non 4K just 1080p version, which is the like 2 generations back Apple TV, and it stutters a little bit with Oceanhorn 2. I do believe the 4K one handles it just fine, but I mean, if I'm only 2 generations back and it's stuttering on Oceanhorn 2, that doesn't say a lot of good things about Apple's capability with the TV. So maybe, like I said, we might be seeing like some kind of an upgraded Apple TV that does gaming. Because they're not going to release physical games. Apple will never release physical games. What it will be is all digital distribution via their already existing giantly successful app store.
Yeah.
It'd be stupid to launch it any other way.
I think it's potential that they will make one. I think it could be successful. It just at the moment, without like having any hard facts on it, I don't know what would be appealing about it.
I think it would depend on how they launch it. Like if they say, all right, for $20 a month, you get the Apple Arcade plus the gaming console, that could appeal to people.
Maybe.
I mean, that's what Microsoft's doing with the Xbox Series S. I mean, who's buying an Xbox Series S and not taking advantage of the Game Pass subscription?
Yeah, but think about what games you're getting with that. That's my point. Like they're gonna have to really ramp up what they're making, so that it's not. I mean, Oceanhorn is great, but you keep bringing up that like one game, and there's maybe like 3 on Apple Arcade that are good.
Well, they've just launched NBA 2K21 Arcade Edition, so they have an NBA game on there. They got Star Trek Legends, which is apparently like a Star Trek RPG, which is pretty cool. They got Fantasian, which is an RPG. They got Cut the Ropes, like whatever, but Oregon Trail's on there. So they're picking up some bigger named games on the Apple Arcade service.
Xbox has all of the Xbox games, Bethesda, all of the ESPN games, not ESPN. Why am I blanking? What's the
MLB
big
The
gaming
Show.
company?
Oh,
Oh, they have MLB The Show too, I think.
so let me get back to what I was saying. The reason why people would do this over Xbox Live is because you don't have to buy a new device to use Apple Arcade, right? You already have an iPhone. You already have an iPad. You already got an Apple TV. This is for people already in the ecosystem. It's probably not for you.
Technically, you can do that with Xbox now too, with the Game Pass.
You can, and I've got the beta, so I've been testing it. It's pretty nice. But what I'm saying is, if you're already in the Apple ecosystem, it's like a no-brainer. Like, oh, an extra $5 a month.
Yeah, that makes
Cool.
sense.
So I guess if Apple launched a gaming console and you could get it under an Apple subscription that you're already paying for, I think it'd be wildly successful. Look at Apple Music. They switched to a $10 a month subscription service. Everybody complained for 2 months, and now everybody has it. That's what Apple does. They like launch these products that are wildly convenient, and you complain about it when they first do it because it's wildly expensive. But then you get to the convenience factor, and you're in.
Yep. It's just like when they launched the new iPhones without the headphone jack, and then they sold you the AirPods.
And I actually like the AirPods way better than a hardwire connection. So they won. They beat me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that's all I got to say about Apple and potentially
Yep.
launching a gaming console. So as always, I'm Chris,
And I'm Will.
and we will see you
On the next CHRILLCAST. Bye, guys.
It's season 2, baby.